Good morning, Nigerians, and welcome to this week's edition of our program, NAGAFF Cargo Watch, on Metro 97.7, the station born to lead. Well, this happens to be the last edition for the year 2025. Wow, it's been a long one, and I believe it was very interesting time with you all through the year. We will bring you the updates from the maritime sector and thereafter our interactive segment with the topic how government economic policies affected international trade in 2025. I am Ruth Sunday, your regular host. Now, the news bits. I am Ruth Sunday, and reading the news with me this morning is
Fabian. Now,
the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthen its long-standing relationship with the Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria, MARAN, in an effort to foster collaboration and enhance growth of the maritime industry. The Deputy Director and Head Public Relations, NIMASA, Mr. Edward Osake, disclosed this while receiving in audience members of the Caretaker Committee of Maran, led by its chairman, Comrade Tunde Ayodele, in his office in Lagos recently. Mr. Osage acknowledged the association's role in projecting Nigerians positively within the international maritime space and promised continued support, including settling outstanding obligations when approvals are finalized. He commended Maran for its consistent support and salient role in dissemination of positive reportage of the agency's activities, despite financial constraints and delayed statutory obligations. Osage further emphasized the importance of accurate maritime reporting, citing recent misinformation surrounding vessel identity and flag state, and warned against narratives capable of tarnishing Nigeria's image globally. He also urged Maran to build on the achievements of past leadership while managing internal issues discreetly to preserve the association's brand. Speaking earlier, the chairman caretaker committee of Maran, Comrade Tunde Ayodele, explained that the interim leadership was constituted to restore stability and to protect integrity of the association ahead of its April elections. According to him, internal challenges and personal agendas within the previous leadership necessitated restructuring to safeguard the association's nearly 4-decade legacy. He stated that this caretaker committee, made up of respected elders of the association, was unanimously endorsed to pilot Maran's affairs and focus it on the developmental and national interest reporting. The association chairman posted that under his administration, Maran would prioritize verification, professionalism, and constructive engagement with maritime agencies, including NIMASA. Comrade Ayodele assured NIMASA that any report attacking the agency or the blue economy agenda without proper verification should not be attributed to Maran, adding that the association remained committed to nation building and responsible journalism. Our correspondent reports that both parties consented to enhance their collaboration, foster capacity building, and maintain a friendly relationship based on professionalism, national interest, and the development of Nigeria's maritime industry.
still on NIMASA, the members of staff of NIMASA recently hosted the Director General Dr. Dayo Muberiola and executive directors to commemorate Nigeria's recent election into the Category C Council of the International Maritime Organization, IMO. The reception, which took place at the agency's headquarters, was attended by the DG and other management staff of the agency. Speaking at the occasion, the Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Muberiola, described the victory as a crucial one for the maritime industry and Nigeria in general, emphasizing that it took the unflinching support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the dynamic leadership of the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Dr. Adegboyega Oyetola, to bring the victory to fruition. The Director General also commended the staff for their invaluable contributions, saying, as staff of NIMASA, you all have contributed in one way or the other, whether big or small, to Nigerians' victory at IMO. You know NIMASA is the focal point for the IMO in Nigeria, so the work you do every day has been instrumental to the victory.
NAGAFF Cargo Watch crew say a big congratulations to our able DG and the maritime industry at large. The Nigeria Customs Service has made it clear that the National Single Window project, which will be launched in the first quarter of 2026, will not replace existing customs procedures or take over the duties of the service. The Customs Public Relations Officer, Deputy Controller Abdullahi Maiwada, who made that statement while speaking at the 10th annual seminar for the maritime journalists in Lagos, said Customs is fully involved in the project's planning and implementation. Comptroller Maiwada pointed out that there is strong collaboration between Customs, the National Single Window Committee, and other government agencies, including technical integration by ICT and tariff departments to ensure smooth cargo clearance. Dr. Maiwada also expressed concern that stakeholders are not fully using customs trade facilitation tools such as advanced ruling and the authorized economic operator program, nothing low application numbers despite their benefits. He stressed that the key customs formalities like Form M, pre-arrival assessment report, and post-clearance audit will remain in place, adding that the single window is designed to harmonize agencies on one platform, not eliminate internationally recognized customs procedures.
And from customs to NAGAFF. The National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAFF, has inaugurated members of its National Executive Standing Committees with a strong charge on accountability, commitment, and performance. The National President of NAGAFF, High Chief Tochukwu Ezesi, who inaugurated the committees at the association's headquarters in Lagos, announced that the new phase of NAGAFF leadership will be driven by measurable performance and active participation. He said that all inaugurated committees will henceforth be revived every 3 months, warning that non-performing members will be removed without appeal. High Chief Ezesi emphasized that committee work was central to the survival and growth of the association, recalling the words of NAGAF's founder, Dr. Boniface Aniebonam, that service to the association ultimately brings reward. Some of the newly inaugurated committee members expressed excitement and gratitude to the national leadership while pledging to uphold the oath of allegiance and work tirelessly to justify the confidence reposed in them. The inauguration marks a renewed push by the NAGAFF leadership to reposition its internal structure, strengthen discipline, and ensure that committee deliver tangible value to freight forwarders and the maritime industry. The ceremony witnessed the swearing in of newly constituted committees cutting across policy, trade facilitation, welfare, compliance, finance, legal, customs, advisory, and publicity, among others. Among those who emerged as key executive are Chief Patrick Ogbo, Shegun Musa, Godfrey Nwosu, Clement Iwebuna, Nnamdi Ugochukwu, and several others appointed to chair and serve in strategic committees of the association.
Now, the interactive section. Our topic today is how government economic or financial policies affected international trade. What are those policies? What impact did they make? And how did our importers, exporters, freight forwarders, agents fare in this year, 2025? Are there lessons to learn from such decisions which will help us in 2026? This and more will be our focus this morning. Listeners at home, office, and the port economic formulators, agencies of government, policy implementers, stakeholders in the maritime industry. You are expected to participate, contribute in this all important discussion this morning. It's free for us today. We have to interact. Tell us how it fared, how these economic policies and the year 2025 affected your business, how it affected international trade. We'd like to hear from you, the government policy formulators, that's agencies, government agencies and the port in the maritime industry, the stakeholders. The marketers, those are the markets, businessmen and women. How did you fare this year, 2025, that is just running out? What lessons have we learned? Are there adjustments to be made? Or is the government going to be encouraged to continue with such policies? How has it affected our import and exports? We would like to hear from you. And the numbers to call if you want to really participate in this discussion, 0700 700 977. I'll check it again. 0700 700, that is 7000977, or 091 625 71214, 091 625 71214. Even WhatsApp 09011339791. We're having first caller now. Who could that be? Hello and good morning. Compliments of the season and welcome to the program, NAGAFF Cargo Watch. May we know your name and where you're calling from? Hello? Fabian. Okay. It does appear we've lost that one. But I know that many more calls will be coming in today. Yeah, because it's a very important question, a topic rather. Let's look at this overview. Nigeria's 2025 trade policies driven by Nigeria First. Hope you understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. Nigeria First agenda. Focus on boosting local production. That's the main focus. Okay. And reducing import reliance. We are number one import reliant country. Even I don't know whether it's in the whole world or just in Africa.
Well, anywhere it is, because we have abandoned production. We've abandoned agriculture.
Yes.
All our factories in the 70s and 80s are now churches. So you can understand why. We even import toothpick. So it's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's honestly,
the economy is bleeding.
It's really bleeding,
and that is why government came up with that policy.
Okay. Yeah. You are trying to help us out here. Just hold on. Let's look at what they are saying here. Okay. All right, and they said and promoting, they reduce imports, then promote value addition under the ACTFA, supported by a more flexible policy. That's for FX policy.
Yes, Forex policy.
Yes, tech-driven customs. That is when it comes to Nigeria Customs Service 2025 and new investment laws, ISA 2025. Now to attract FDI, that's creating both opportunities for local.
Yes, FDI, foreign direct investment.
Foreign directive investment.
Yes, foreign direct investment.
All right. So, and creating both opportunities for local processing and challenges for import-reliant businesses through strong non-oil exports show, though strong non-oil exports show positive trends despite some lingering procurement hurdles. What can you deduce from that?
Yeah, you know, like I was saying initially, we import everything, virtually everything. Toothpick, spoons, everything, because our factories are down. In the 80s, Nigeria used to be number one in the world for granite. Then we have granite pyramid in Kano. We are number two in cocoa production in the entire world. Ghana was number one. Nigeria was number two. We were number one in palm oil. Malaysia came here to take our palm fronds, take it there, developed, and now we are importing from them. Can you imagine?
That's our
coal. We were number one.
We have a call.
A call.
Yeah. Yeah, good morning and welcome to NAGAFF Cargo Watch. May we know your names and where you're calling from? Sir? Come again, sir. All right, sir. So, I would like to hear your comment this morning. Okay.
In the current Nigerian economy, there are so many industries that are affected by international trade. Yes, Nigeria is trying to boost local production, but there are certain industries that is needed to be using local production. Those local producers to produce optimally. So the government situation is evident that insecurity is one of the major factors that has really caused so much in Nigeria. We get some fighting, security, and the manufacturers are not doing anything. That is why the volume of trade has significantly increased. And you know quite all right that Nigeria, just like you mentioned, has totally relied on importation. And tomorrow, they are still totally reliant on importation, just like Asia mentioned. Before this week, there is nothing we don't import to Nigeria. So what we need to do is to boost our local production. If the local production is easily improved, definitely there will be no reliance on importation, and most of the things we do, just like what China did many years ago. China decided to cut off importation people and rely on local production so that things will be optimally in the economy. If that to be done, and we give incentive to local producers to produce, the things will work out in Nigeria. Though they are trying to come up with the local production, including local production, but there are more that government need to do that research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Actually, you hit that the nail on the head. What you just told us is that security became a major problem, a major factor, and that despite that, we witnessed volume of trade increase. I think you mentioned that, and that even till tomorrow, when it comes to importation, though we are still relying on it, but government should look inward and do something more to encourage local production, just as Fabian said. So that's what government should look into by the year 2026. Find a way to encourage local manufacturers, local production, so that we'll be able to have more exports next year rather than imports. Thank you so much for that contribution.
Yes, and thank you, Mr. Austin. And you know what government actually need to do that they have not gotten it right is number one, fix electricity. I'm telling you why it is becoming something difficult to do. I don't understand. If we fix electricity, the companies that ran away from Nigeria will begin to come back because we have the market, we have the population, we have everything you need. So if we fix electricity, I bet you, if the government can guarantee Nigerians 16, 17 hours of steady power supply daily, companies will come back because they spend their profits on diesel, and which is not economical. Then we must return to production. We must go back to the farms. If we in the 80s, 1980 up to 83, 1 naira was equal to £1. With 60 kobo, you buy $1. But because we abandoned production, we no longer go to the farms, so nothing. Then we are number one in cotton production. So we must go back to these basics. We must go back to the farms. And farming this time must not be hoe and cutlass. Get the machineries for us. If you are traveling to the east from Lagos, look at arable lands. and are following away, doing nothing.
Okay, Fabian, let's bring you back.
It's painful, though, but
I've seen the way you're going this morning. Just calm down. Now let's look at the maritime industry.
yeah,
How has the fiscal policy of government affected the maritime industry?
I must tell you that at a point earlier in the year, we were having fluctuations in the foreign exchange that is used to calculate what you import and export. They tell you, oh, if it is this today, it doesn't go that way. You see, if you want to have a steady export, because importers must have a basis to compute and said, okay, if I place order, this is the exchange rate. Even though there are fluctuations in the exchange rate daily, that for export and import should not be. You should be able to peg it at a point that will be there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, in spite of the fluctuations. And that will help businessmen to say, okay, fine, I'm going to import, and this is the exchange rate. So you do that, and then you see that businesses will grow. But if you begin to base the customs exchange rate fluctuating daily, a day will see two, three changes because of the volatility in the market, the foreign exchange market. It shouldn't be so for exports.
Okay, there's one report by Punch I stumbled into. It tried to give us a hope. It says Nigeria exports outpace imports as trade surplus hits 6.69 trillion. Wow, in 2025. That is December 12th report. All right, you said Nigeria recorded a trade surplus of this amount, 6.69 trillion, in the third quarter of 2025 at a 27.29% growth rate, continuing a trend of trade surpluses. You say stakeholders attribute the consistent positive performance to the economic reforms in the foreign exchange market. That means we are getting it right gradually.
You know, I must confess that the economic policies of President Bola Tinubu is in the right order.
Okay.
But the mess has been much, and it cannot change overnight. If you also watch, the inflation rate has been coming down from what it was before. There have been improvements. But because the rot was much, we cannot feel the impact immediately. And so if it continues like this, we'll get to that promised land. But then it is gradual.
Yes.
And we all have to support it. I must confess, he has tried. His policies are beginning to make impact, and that is why we have that kind of improvement.
Yeah, I must,
so we can only improve on it.
I must refer to a comment by one of the stakeholders from Analka. We had him sometime 2 days ago. Importing, and then they're having their goods cleared, even though there are still some hiccups. But he believes that it will be better. So let's believe that it will be better in 2026 if government will maintain, this tempo in ensuring a balance so that export can continue to increase, import will reduce so that we can also have foreign reserve.
Yes, no, I'm not President Tinubu's spokesman.
Yes.
I'm not saying so because for any reason.
Yes.
But if somebody does what is good, commend him.
Yes.
If he does what is bad, knock him. That is the way to go.
So you are commending his economic policies.
His policies are good. We can only continue to work on it.
Well, I take it from you on that, and because I'm sure it's serious. We are really, really sorry that we have really run out of time, and this is where we'll conclude this edition. And remember, I said this is the last edition before the year 2026. So we're going to say Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year in advance. By God's grace, we'll be back and we'll continue with this topic because we're going to also look at how this 2025 fared in other sectors. No, it's still in maritime sector, but in other industries in the maritime sector. And then we'll be able to look into 2026. So, listeners at home, we want to thank you for having been part of this program all through the year. And we know that next year you will still be there with us. We really demand and request your patronage. Please call us for sponsorship if you are interested, if you really like what you're doing, and God will bless you. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful month, have a wonderful celebration. And from my microphone partner, Fabian,
I said a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. God will see us through. See you in
thank you, Henry.
2026.
Henry, you've been a wonderful man. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
What do you say?
Yeah, Merry Christmas
Yes,
and Happy New Year
yes,
in
hope to see
advance.
all of
Yeah.
you. And Rani,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in
thank
advance.
you. Merry Christmas, Nigerians.